Lieutenant Thea Novak had spent countless hours in the intergalactic archives, but nothing could have prepared her for what she discovered that day. Hidden within the depths of the massive database, she found an encrypted file marked with the highest security clearance. Earth's designation had been deliberately obscured from all galactic records. As the chief archivist of the Perseus station, Thea had access to the most restricted sections of the database. The discovery came during a routine update of planetary classifications when she noticed an anomaly in Earth's record. Unlike other planets that displayed clear diplomatic status and historical data, Earth's file contained only a series of cryptic symbols and a warning label. Protocol Omega-7. Access restricted. The morning light filtered through the archive's crystalline windows as Thea's fingers danced across the holographic interface. She had seen classified files before, but this was different. The encryption wasn't just complex. It seemed to actively resist her attempts to access it, almost as if it were alive. "What are you hiding?" she muttered, her dark eyes reflecting the shimmer of data streams flowing across her screen. The more she dug, the more peculiar things became. Earth's coordinates were intact, but all reference to its political standing, technological development, and cosmic importance had been systematically erased. Thea's discovery caught the attention of Director Jensen Blackwood, her superior at the archives. "Lieutenant Novak, this information is beyond your clearance," he warned, his weathered face tight with concern. But there was something in his eyes, fear, perhaps, that told Thea this was more than simple bureaucratic restriction. "Director, with all due respect, this isn't just about clearance," Thea argued. "Every planet in the known universe has a classification. Even quarantined worlds have proper documentation. Earth's records have been intentionally obscured." The director's response was cut short by a sudden power fluctuation. The archive's lights flickered, and the holographic displays wavered. In that brief moment of darkness, Thea caught a glimpse of something in the data stream, a fragment of an ancient message. The message was incomplete, but what she could decipher sent chills down her spine. Earth must remain hidden. The Guardian Protocol cannot be compromised. If awakened, before she could read more, the system crashed. When it rebooted, the message was gone, but Thea had seen enough. Earth wasn't just classified, it was being protected. Or perhaps the universe was being protected from it. That evening, as Thea prepared to leave the archives, she received an anonymous message on her personal communicator. "Meet me at the Stellar Cafe. What you found isn't just a classification error. Earth's story goes deeper than anyone knows." The message was signed by someone calling themselves the Oracle, a name that carried weight in intelligence circles. They were known for exposing cosmic cover-ups, though few believed they actually existed. As Thea walked through the neon-lit corridors of Perseus Station, her mind raced with possibilities. Why would Earth, a seemingly ordinary planet, require such extreme measures of secrecy? What was the Guardian Protocol? And most importantly, who had gone to such lengths to hide this information? She knew pursuing these questions would put her career, perhaps even her life, at risk. But as she approached the Stellar Cafe, watching the artificial sunset paint the station's dome in shades of purple and gold, Thea realized she had already made her decision. The truth about Earth's disappearance from galactic records needed to be uncovered, no matter the cost. What she didn't know was that her investigation had already triggered ancient security systems, sending ripples through the cosmic web of power. In the shadows of distant worlds, forces beyond her comprehension were stirring, and the countdown to Earth's revelation had begun. Dr. Rhys Hammond stood before the ancient quantum computer, its crystalline structure pulsing with an otherworldly blue light. The underground facility on Jupiter's moon Europa had been his home for the past 3 years, but he had never seen the system behave this way before. The quantum patterns were shifting, responding to some unseen signal from across the galaxy. As the lead researcher of Project Sentinel, Rhys had dedicated his life to understanding the mysterious defensive network that surrounded Earth. But today was different. The system was awakening. "Professor Benedict, you need to see this," He called to his mentor. The elderly scientist hobbled over, her cybernetic leg whirring softly in the chamber silence. The holographic displays showed a cascade of energy signatures, all converging on a single point in space. "The Guardian Network," Professor Benedict whispered, her augmented eyes widening. "It's responding to something. But what?" The Quantum Guardian system had been discovered decades ago, a web of interconnected satellites and energy fields that seemed to predate human civilization. Its purpose had remained a mystery, but its power was undeniable. Now, after centuries of dormancy, it was stirring. Reese's attention was drawn to an incoming transmission. The sender's identity was encrypted, but the message was clear. "The archives have been breached. Protocol Omega-7 has been compromised. Prepare for activation. Someone's found something they shouldn't have." Professor Benedict mused, her weathered face creasing with concern. "The question is, are they friend or foe?" Before Reese could respond, the facility's alarms blared to life. The quantum computer's crystals pulsed faster, their light intensifying. On the main screen, a new message appeared. "Guardian Protocol initializing. Earth's shield must be maintained." "Shield?" Reese muttered. "What shield?" The answer came in the form of a holographic projection that filled the chamber. It showed Earth, but not as they knew it. The planet was surrounded by a complex network of energy fields, invisible to conventional sensors, but clear in the quantum spectrum. The Guardian system wasn't just a defensive network, it was hiding Earth from something. As they watched, the network began to fluctuate, responding to some distant threat. Professor Benedict's augmented eyes scanned the data streams rapidly. "The quantum signatures, they're identical to the ones we found in the ancient ruins on Mars." Reese felt a chill run down his spine. The Mars ruins had been a source of controversy in the scientific community. Their technology was far beyond anything humanity had achieved, suggesting that Earth had once been visited by an advanced civilization. But why had they left such a sophisticated defense system behind? A new alert caught his attention. Someone was trying to access the facility's secure network. The source of the transmission traced back to Perseus Station, specifically the intergalactic archives. "Professor," Reese said, his voice tight with urgency, "I think we need to make contact with whoever is digging into this. They might have pieces of the puzzle we're missing." Professor Benedict nodded slowly. "Send the response through the quantum channels. If they've gotten this far, they'll know how to find it." As Reese composed the message, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were all pawns in a much larger game. The Guardian system, the hidden shield around Earth, the ancient ruins, it all pointed to something massive, something that had been carefully concealed for millennia. The quantum computer hummed with increasing intensity, its crystals now pulsing in perfect synchronization. Whatever was coming, the Guardian system was preparing for it. And somehow, Reese knew, humanity would be caught in the middle of a conflict that had been brewing since before their species existed. "Message sent," he announced, watching the quantum signatures ripple through space. "Now we wait." But as the facility's lights flickered and the Guardian system continued its mysterious activation sequence, Reese wondered if waiting was a luxury they could afford. The truth about Earth's hidden defenses was about to be revealed, and the consequences would shake the foundations of human understanding. Ambassador Winter Pierce moved silently through the crowded halls of the Galactic Diplomatic Court, her mind racing with the implications of what she had just learned. The transmission from Europa had confirmed her worst fears. Earth wasn't just hidden from the galaxy, it was being actively shielded by ancient technology. The diplomatic summit on New Geneva Station was in full swing, representatives from 100 worlds discussing trade agreements and border disputes. None of them knew that Earth, the planet they all dismissed as a backwater world, held secrets that could reshape the political landscape of the entire galaxy. Winter had spent years building her reputation as Earth's voice in galactic affairs, but now she understood why her role had always felt ceremonial. The real decisions about Earth's fate were being made by powers far beyond human understanding. Quite the gathering, isn't it? A smooth voice said behind her. Winter turned to find Council Member Frost, his silver skin reflecting the station's ambient lighting. The crystalline people of Vega Prime were known for their directness, but Frost had always seemed different, more subtle, more calculating. Indeed, Winter replied carefully. Though I can't help but notice Earth's matters are never given much priority in these discussions. Frost's crystalline features shifted in what might have been a smile, perhaps because Earth's true importance lies elsewhere. Ambassador Pierce. The statement was loaded with meaning. Before Winter could respond, her secure communicator vibrated. A message from Lieutenant Novak at the archives found the connection. The Guardian system isn't just defending Earth, it's containing something. Meeting at coordinates attached. Trust no one. Winter maintained her diplomatic composure, but her heart was pounding. Across the room, she noticed several council members watching her with unusual intensity. Had they intercepted the message? Were they part of the conspiracy? You seem troubled, Ambassador, Frost observed. Perhaps we should discuss this somewhere more private. Warning bells rang in Winter's mind. Another time, council member. I have urgent matters to attend to. As she moved to leave, Frost's crystalline hand caught her arm. His touch was cold, and his next words were barely a whisper. The Guardian must not be awakened. Ambassador, some forces are better left dormant. Winter pulled away, her mind racing. How did Frost know about the Guardian? What was his role in all this? Making her way to the station's observation deck, Winter found a quiet corner to review the data Lieutenant Novak had sent. The files painted a disturbing picture. Earth's shield wasn't just keeping something out, it was keeping something in. Ancient records, partially decrypted, spoke of a power that had once threatened to consume the galaxy, a force that had been sealed away on Earth, guarded by technology so advanced it appeared magical to human understanding. The Guardian system wasn't protecting Earth from the galaxy, it was protecting the galaxy from Earth. Winter's diplomatic training had taught her to see patterns, to understand the complex web of relationships that governed galactic politics. Now she saw a pattern that spanned millennia. Every major decision about Earth's development, every seemingly random restriction on human expansion into space, it had all been orchestrated to maintain the shield. Her communicator chimed again. This time, it was Dr. Hammond from Europa. Guardian system activity increasing. Something's coming. Need your diplomatic credentials to access restricted sectors. The pieces were falling into place, but the picture they formed was terrifying. Earth wasn't just another world in the vast expanse of space. It was a prison, a containment facility for something the ancient powers of the galaxy had feared enough to hide away forever. As Winter prepared to leave the station, she caught a glimpse of her reflection in the observation window. Behind her, the stars seemed to pulse with an unusual rhythm, as if the very fabric of space was responding to some hidden signal. The galaxy's greatest secret was unraveling, and Winter Pierce found herself at the center of a conspiracy that stretched back to the dawn of civilization. But as she headed for the coordinates Novak had sent, one question burned in her mind. What would happen when the force contained on Earth finally broke free? The ancient chamber beneath Earth's surface hummed with energy as Lieutenant Thea Novak, Dr. Reese Hammond, and Ambassador Winter Pierce stood before the quantum core. The crystalline structure pulsed with colors that shouldn't exist in normal space, its light casting strange shadows on the weathered walls. The Guardian system wasn't just hiding Earth, Thea said, her voice barely above a whisper. It was preserving it until the right moment. The chamber had been discovered exactly where the archived records had indicated, deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. But what they found inside was beyond anything they had imagined. The walls were covered in flowing scripts that seemed to shift and change as they watched, telling the story of Earth's true purpose in the cosmos. Reese's quantum instruments spun wildly, trying to make sense of the energies swirling around them. These readings, they're impossible. The power levels are off the scale. Through the chamber's crystalline viewport, they could see the Guardian satellites activating one by one, their ancient technology coming to life after millennia of dormancy. The shield that had hidden Earth for so long was changing, transforming from a barrier into something else entirely. It's a key, Winter realized, her diplomatic training helping her piece together the fragments of truth they had uncovered. Earth isn't a prison, it's a vault. And we're not just the guardians, we're the inheritors. The evidence was there in the shifting texts on the walls. Humanity hadn't evolved by chance. They had been carefully shepherded, their development guided by the Guardian system's subtle influence. The ancient powers of the galaxy hadn't hidden Earth away out of fear. They had protected it until humanity was ready to accept their true inheritance. A holographic figure materialized in the center of the chamber. The quantum eye that had once been known as the Oracle. Its form shifted between different species, representing the many civilizations that had contributed to Earth's secret purpose. "The time of preparation is over," it announced, its voice resonating on multiple frequencies. "Humanity has reached the necessary threshold. The convergence can begin." The floor beneath them trembled as ancient machinery awakened. The quantum core's light intensified, and through the viewport, they watched in awe as the Guardian satellites began to move into new positions, forming a complex geometric pattern around the planet. "What exactly are we inheriting?" Thea asked, her archivist's curiosity overwhelming her apprehension. The Oracle's form stabilized into something almost human. The power to reshape reality itself. The Ancient Ones discovered it, but they were not ready. They nearly destroyed the galaxy in their attempts to control it. But they learned from their mistake. They created the Guardian system, encoded their knowledge, and waited for a species that could evolve the wisdom to use it properly. Reese's instruments had stopped trying to measure the energies around them. The quantum fluctuations, the reality distortions, it wasn't a defense system at all. It was a training program. Every challenge humanity faced, Winter added, every obstacle we overcame, it was all part of the preparation. The Oracle nodded. "You understand. The strange disappearance of Earth from galactic records was necessary. Direct interference from other civilizations would have disrupted humanity's natural development. Now you must choose. Accept your inheritance, and with it the responsibility to guide the galaxy's evolution, or reject it, and remain hidden." The three humans exchanged glances. They had uncovered Earth's greatest secret, but this was bigger than any of them had imagined. The weight of the decision pressed down on them like a physical force. "What about the Council?" Winter asked. "The other civilizations. Some will accept the truth," the Oracle replied. "Others will resist. But the choice must be made. The power cannot remain dormant any longer." Thea stepped forward, her hand hovering over the quantum core. "We didn't come this far to turn back. Whatever this power is, whatever responsibility comes with it, humanity deserves the chance to prove itself." Reese and Winter moved to join her. As their hands touched the core's surface, the chamber erupted with light. The Guardian satellites locked into their final configuration, and a wave of energy swept across the planet. Earth's shield didn't just disappear. It transformed, becoming a beacon that could be seen across the galaxy. The strange disappearance of Earth was over. Now its true story could begin. In the aftermath, as the galaxy reeled from the revelation of Earth's true nature, the Oracle's words echoed in their minds. The universe isn't afraid of Earth anymore. It's ready for what humanity will become. The quantum core continued to pulse, its light now a promise instead of a warning. Earth wasn't hidden anymore. It was exactly where it needed to be, ready to take its place in a galaxy it would never be the same.